Today, I'd like to talk about Clondalkin. Years ago, Clondalkin used to be a sovereign state, known as the Republic of Clondalkin. Upon entering the realm of Clondalkin, it almost feels like you're in Clontarf. But as you get deeper into Clondalkin, you realise you're definitely in Clondalkin. The war still wages on between Clondalkin village and Neilstown, and by war, I mean people from Clondalkin village running across the street and logging out of their Revolut when they see a native of Neilstown approaching. Clondalkin used to be unified as one, but then the chartbusters shut down and the Clondalkians realised that life is a perpetual state of constant death. Neilstown, also known as the real Clondalkin, has a super value with a special chute for chicken fillet rolls that goes directly from the deli to the cashier. Many got the impression that this was to discourage shoplifting, but it was actually just because the super value in Neilstown was invented by a 10-year-old who was really good at Lego. The Round Tower is the spiritual healing centre of Clondalkin. There were rumours that the Eurovision was meant to be held here, but due to Clondalkin not actually being in Ireland, and the fact that everyone in Clondalkin plays football and doesn't care about the Eurovision, the rumours weren't actually true. The Round Tower was erected in the 7th century and is one of the 4 stone dildos in Dublin, with the others being in Swords, Rathmichael and Lusk. Lusk. The Round Tower GAA Club is Clondalkin's international space station. They have a smaller round tower at the entrance to pay homage to the bigger round tower 200 metres down the road. This mock round tower is actually a spacecraft that's controlled by voice command. It takes off once a year around Halloween when someone goes, "Get up you little rocket!" The people of Clondalkin have held firm against the oncoming riptides of cultural shifts that's ebbed and flowed their way through the rest of Dublin. The government tried to gentrify Clondalkin years ago and Clondalkin just laughed in their face. The happy pair tried to muscle in on the Clondalkin economy, but they soon shut down. Because if there's 2 things Clondalkians won't stand for, it's pears and happiness. Not many people know that Clondalkin nearly became a Gaeltacht town in 2012, but their love of the Irish language became overshadowed by their fear of becoming fluent in Irish. While many Clondalkians know a couple of fuckle, most of them know fuck all. The Mill shopping centre is where Clondalkians go to spend their disposable income, and in the parking lot is where they go to have a meal. There's a European quality to the Mill shopping centre because no one really knows if it's inside or outside. But it doesn't matter because there's a huge Dunnes Stores at the back of the building. This Dunnes Stores is also known as Clondalkin South and it has more security guards in it than it does people. The Mill shopping centre, in all its majestic modesty, still somehow has a better reputation than Crumlin. Right down the road you'll find what appears to be a local gym called Anytime Fitness. But it's not really a gym. It's a time portal you can enter that transcends reality and brings you back to a time when you were fit and quite possibly happy. Anytime Fitness teleports you back to your 16-year-old self, to a time when you can run up the stairs without having to gasp for your life. Clondalkin is home to many celebrities who pretend to be not from Clondalkin. Graham Norton was born in Clondalkin, but his parents soon moved him to Cork at the age of 5 to increase his chances of survival. Clondalkin natives love to unwind. Legend has it that one New Year's Eve they unwound so hard in Quinlan's bar that the ceiling had to be replaced. Experts agree there's only 2 places in Clondalkin, Cherry Wood and Cherry Wouldn't. Cherry Wood, an estate in Neilstown, and Cherry Wouldn't, the entire area of the earth that isn't Cherry Wood. And as they say in Clondalkin, it's bleeding massive. Finches Pub is the main attraction for Clondalkin-based tourism. Rumour has it that the bouncer is dyslexic and thought it was called flinching. And when he'd see a couple arrive he'd say, "2 for flinching, is it?" and then give them both a dead arm. Due to the lack of natural sunlight in this pub, Finches is known as the Twilight Zone of Clondalkin. Many souls have become lost to this metaphysical realm. Nobody in Finches believes in the concept of time. The Finchians are the highest order of spiritual monks in the Republic of Clondalkin. They believe it's never too early and it's never too late. It simply is. The Blue Banana nightclub was the home of the 90s Dublin rave scene, creating a contagion of adults who are now in their early 40s, refusing to grow up. These prehistoric ravers wear vintage tracksuits they haven't washed since '94 and a cap that says "Rave to the Grave." The blue banana, which is also known as the bubonic banana, was the birthplace of the real blue ghosts. Even though the club has been shut for years now, it's believed many of its attendees are still in search of their job. Bon Oak is one of the most sought after estates in Clondalkin. There's a real sense of community spirit in here. In fact, everyone is related, which is how the area developed the nickname Spawn Oak. Mr. Lamb's is the most central takeaway of Clondalkin. Mr. Lamb's had to drop the B because he wasn't legally allowed to name his food after a type of meat. It's believed that people who got barred from Mr. Lamb's takeaway were cast into a black hole simulation of Clondalkin that didn't include happiness. Their fingers were also removed and replaced with tiny fists so they couldn't go on Facebook to complain about getting food poisoning. The real mystery of Mr. Lamb's was the sudden disappearance of Mr. Lamb's himself, but he's actually living in the Round Tower, waiting for people to start talking shit about him. Namaste.